Hello children, welcome back to another video. Hope you all are fine. So I hope you have seen the videos of algebra and fractions and decimals is actually deleted, but still we have done a videos based on addition, subtraction and everything. So today we'll start the new topic, which is algebra. So many have assumptions that algebra is very hard, or maybe your elder sisters might have told you something, but it's not that. If you listen carefully, it is very easy. So listen carefully from the beginning. So this is the first time I think you are hearing the word algebra in your chapter. This is the first time you have been introduced to the algebra chapter. So first in this, there are two things. One is constants and the other is variables. So in English language, I think constant means which is fixed. So same way here also, constants are fixed numerical values, means numbers. For example, you can take numbers. So constants can be any numbers like 1, 2, 500, -3. I think you have done your integers chapter, so I am giving you these things also. Fractions, that is 7/5, or decimals 3.5. So any number, it can be a negative, it can be a positive, it can be anything. So any fixed numerical value, whether it's positive or negative or decimal or a fraction, anything is called as constant. Means these are fixed values. Next is variables. So variables are the numbers which you don't know. So for example, if I ask you how many marks you will get in your P2, then you will tell I will get so and so. For example, maybe out of 30 you might tell I'll get 25 miss, I'll get 20 miss, I'll get 30 out of 30 miss. Some might tell, but here you can't tell exactly that you are getting the same marks. So you will get some X marks. X is a number. Okay children, X is a number. This number you don't know exactly, you don't know how many marks you will get. So what you will do, you will take something. You can't take their number. So instead of a number, you will take some X or some Y. This is also a number, this is also a number. So which you don't know, which you are guessing, which you will think might happen. All these you can take these variables. You can take A to Z, anything. A, B, C, small alphabets, okay. So you can use any alphabet for variables. So listen children once again. So in algebra you will deal with two types of numbers, that is constants and variables. Constants means fixed numerical values. It can be a positive, negative, fraction, decimal, anything. Variables means the numbers which you don't know at all, or which you think which might happen. Okay. So for example, I'll take one more example for variables. Now you might be maybe 25 kg weight. Your weight might be 25 or 35, whatever. I am just taking 25 kg. Now next year, what will be your age? If somebody asks, sorry, not age, weight, what might be your weight? So definitely for 25 you will add some number, maybe 2 kg or 1 kg, because since you are growing now, you will definitely increase in your height and weight and everything. So this extra number, whatever is there, you can't tell exactly you will be 26 kg or 27 kg or 28 kg, or you can come down to 24 also. That is different, but most probably more, they won't come down. So what you do is 25 plus X, or if you don't want X, you can use 25 plus Y. Anything means what? For your normal 25 kg weight, you are adding some other extra weight. That extra, when you can tell what is this A value, when you come to next year, you can tell, so this A value, now suppose next year you checked your weight and you are 28 kg. So what will be A value now? 3 kg. So 25 plus 3 is equal to 28. So what is A value now? 3. Suppose you are not 28, you are 30 kg. Then this will be 5. So 25 plus 5 only, no, 30. So like that, the numbers, these are also variables, also are numbers. Okay. So these numbers, you don't know exactly what are those numbers. When you don't know them, what you will do is you will guess. You will think like this. It might be X, it can be A, it can be C, it can be R, it can be S, it can be X, Y, Z. Anything, all these are numbers. Since you can't tell exact number, what we will do is you will just keep one A or one X or something like that. So this is about constants and variables. Okay, children? So now let us see about patterns and rules in algebra. So patterns means like it's one type of you might have seen your mothers or anybody, if you have gone to shopping, they'll ask, show me another pattern or show me another thing like that. So not that thing here, it's like one rule. Now for example, 3, 6, 9. What might be the next numbers? Any guesses? So here if you see, we are following one pattern. What is that is? We are following 3 table pattern. 3, 6, 9. Next will be 12. So I am adding 3. 3 plus 3, 6. 6 plus 3, 9. 9 plus 3, 12. 12 plus 3, 15. 15 plus 3, 18. Like that, this is one pattern. Means we are following one order. Okay. In the same way, you can take any other like things like 10, 20, 30. So next will be what? 40, obviously. And 50, and this goes on. This is one pattern. So like that, if you follow numbers in one order or anything like rule, you can take like this also. X. X means nothing but 1x. If there is no 1 also, if there is a single x also, it is like 1x. So x, next is 2x, 3x. Next, what can be the numbers or what can be the pattern? 4x, 5x, 6x and so on, like that. Just x is also a number, okay? Don't get worried. So x, 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x, 6x. Like that, it follows one order. Now coming to rules. Rules means, now for example, if I want to write a number. This is 5. To write this 5 or to make this 5, how many matchsticks do I need? We'll take for example matchsticks because we want to draw this 5 or we want to make this 5. So if you see from here to here you need 1, from here to here 2, from here to here 3, 4, 5. So to make 5 you need 5 matchsticks. Now if I want to make like this, I mean not like this, exactly like this. I want to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 6 5s like this. How many matchsticks do I need to make this? It's very simple. To make 1 5, you need 5 matchsticks. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Or you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So since you are making 6, so you need 5, 6, 30 matchsticks. So we'll take another example. You want to write or you want to make alphabet F. To make this 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you need 4 matchsticks. Okay. Now I want to so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 F's I want. Now don't tell miss from here to here one matchstick. Why miss? From here to here you can take as 1. No miss, you can tell. But no. So from here to here is 1. From here to here is 2, 3 and this is 4. So you need for F 4 matchsticks. So 4 matchsticks you need for one figure or one alphabet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 matchsticks. So 4 sevens are 28. You need 28 matchsticks. So this is like a rule. Means if you know one figure or one alphabet, from that you can make as many numbers or as many alphabets or how many matchsticks you need. You can simply understand. Okay. Now we'll see in terms of X. Now I am writing A 1, 2. Okay. So from here to here 1, 2, 3, 4 and middle one 5. So for writing A you need 5 matchsticks. Now I am not telling you how many A's I am drawing or how many A's I want. So I need some A's. But I want to know how many matchsticks do I need. Means I want to know what is the rule for that. So to know this, what you should do is for A, 1A, how many matchsticks you need? 5. Okay. Now you don't know how many A's are there. So what you should do is 5 into X. Why we are writing X here? Because we don't know how many A's are there. For example, if you know there are 10 A's. 10 like the 10 A's are there. Then what you can do? 5 tens are 50 matchsticks you can tell. If there are 100 A's, 5 into 100, 500 you can tell. But he didn't tell you how many A's are there. This dashes means continuous. So if you want to know how many, you should do like this. What you should do is each figure or each alphabet, how much is the answer you see. Means 1A need 5 matchsticks. Now you don't know number of alphabets or number of A's. So what you should do is take the unknown quantity. So the unknown quantity here we are taking as X. That is the variable X. So this is 5 into X, 5X. So like this you have to follow the rule. Okay children? I'll take one more. So what should I take? Okay, I am taking 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So always I am getting only 5 as the answer. So I think, should I change? We'll take something else then. Yeah, we'll take 7. So 7 need 2 matchsticks. Okay. So 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. So on. So many 7s are there. So what you should do? Can you guess the answer? So very simple. 1 7 need how many matchsticks? 2 matchsticks. So this is 2 into, I told you unknown quantity, you can take anything. You can take A, you can take Y, you can take B, you can take Z, anything. So I am taking it as A. So 2 into A, 2A is the answer. Okay children? So you need 2 matchsticks to make 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. You don't know how many 7s are there. They are still continuous. So the rule is 2 into A, that is 2A. Okay? Okay children, now let us see exercise 8.1. So actually I am doing this in textbook. You also can do this right in the textbook right away. Exercise 8.1, 8.2 we can do it in textbook itself. So the first one, find the rule that gives the number of matchsticks required to make the following patterns of numbers and letters. So a pattern of number 3 is as, so here to make 3, how many matchsticks you need, you see. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what is your answer now? To make 3, 5 matchsticks you need. So this is 5 into X. So I told you already that each, like, he is asking the pattern, means the rule for this. So 5 into X, 5X is the answer. Next, coming to B bit, the number of, the pattern of number 2. So for 2 also, if you see, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need 5. So this is also 5 into x, that is equal to 5x. To make f, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 into x, that is 4x. Next, the pattern of letter S. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is also like 5. I think I took this example while I was teaching all these. So this is 5 into x, that is equal to 5x. Next, coming to second question. Some students are seated in an examination hall such that each row has 3 students. Write the rule which gives the number of students seated in the examination hall. So very simple. If you see properly, for each row, how many students are there? 3 students. So 3 into. What is he asking? Write the rule which gives the number of students seated in the examination hall. So for this he told take m as the number of rows. So the variable here he told is m. So 3 into m, you can write it as 3m or you can stop it like 3 into m itself. Okay. Third one, there are 32 flats in one block of housing colony. I think you all know apartments and all these things. So in that 32 flats are there, it seems, in one block. Find the rule that gives the total number of flats in that colony. So he's giving you one hint also. It is not a hint, actually it is a part of the question. Take the number of blocks as B. So here how many are there flats? 32 flats. So 32 into, what is block what variable he told to take as blocks is B. So 32 into B. You can just leave it like that, 32 into B. Next, fourth one, a tailoring unit stitches an average of 72 night suits per day. How will you write the total number of night suits in terms of number of days? So here take the number of days as A. Normally, okay. So first we start here. The tailoring, this unit stitches 72 night suits. So for one day it is stitching 72. So 72 into. How many days? They didn't tell 1 week or 1 month. If he tells 1 week, we'll write 72 into 7 and multiply the answer. But he didn't tell how many days. He told some days. Take days as A. So 72 into A. If he takes 1 day, that is 72 and 72. If he'll take 2 days, 72 into 2, you'll get different, 144 like that, okay? Next, fifth one. Sarita said that her daughter was born when she was 28. Can you write Sarita's present age in terms of her daughter's age? Now, take Sarita's daughter age as X. Now, here if you see, Sarita, she gave birth to her child when she was 28. So, 28. Now, plus. Why we are doing plus here? Why not multiplication? Because you can't multiply your mother's age and your age. Now, for example, when you were born, your mother was maybe 20, 22, 25 something. 25 for example. So now, when you are 10 years old, she will be how much? 35. Means what? 25 plus your age, 10 years. So like that, when this mother, she gave birth, she was 28. Now the daughter's age, they didn't tell what is daughter's age. So what you should do is you have to add daughter's age. Okay, children? So you should understand the question. Then you have to find out whether it's addition or multiplication. Okay. On her birthday, Aditi distributed X chocolates in her class. So how many chocolates she gave? X chocolates. Keep these things in, like you can underline so that you can, when you're reading, it will be easy for you to understand the question. After distributing them, she was left with 2 chocolates. How many chocolates did she bring to the class? So how many she gave? She gave X chocolates. Still she is having how many chocolates? 2 chocolates. So she brought totally X plus 2 chocolates. If she brought 12 chocolates, means she gave 10 chocolates, 2 chocolates are left with her. Now if she brought 22 chocolates, she gave 20 chocolates, 2 chocolates are left with her. So like that, okay? So these are all guessing answers, okay? Sidhu spent ₹100 to buy some snacks. He had X with him before spending the money. What was the balance amount he had? So he is having how much money first? He is having X rupees. Now how much he spent? 100. Now spending means, are you adding or subtracting? It is subtraction, because when you spend, you decrease the amount. So he has spent 100 rupees. So the answer is X minus 100, means whatever money he had, from that he spent 100 rupees. So X minus 100. Okay children. So do this, and next we'll continue with next page 116. Okay children, 8th sum. Abba made 2 bracelets using beads. She has 15 more beads with her. If she used X beads to make the bracelets, how many beads did she have with her? So she is having 15 beads and she used already X beads. So totally she is having X plus 15. Okay. She already used some beads to make, and still she is having 15 beads. So it is totally X plus 15 beads. Now 9th. Ramya arranged equal number of flowers in 10 vases. If she uses X flowers in total, okay, how many flowers are there in one vase? Here, like it's like you can understand, it's like a normal division sum model. Okay, there are something in 10. What is the cost of each one? We have done some sums like that previously. So like that, 10 vases are there, and that flowers are there. Total are X flowers. So X, how many vases are there? 10. So X divided by 10. So each vase is having X by 10 flowers. Okay. So for like I'll take without taking X, I'll take like normal number. Now in 10 vases there are totally 60 flowers. Means in each vase how many will be there? 60 divided by 10. See, I'm doing here 60 by 10, that is equal to 6. So like that, division. X divided by 10. Now here you can see 10th one, 1 dozen balls. 1 dozen means 12. Okay. So 1 dozen balls have to be packed in a box. If the total number of balls is n, how many boxes are used? So clearly n by 12, because 1 dozen is 12 and total balls is n. So n divided by 12. You are packing in the boxes. Okay. Now we'll continue with 8.2 exercise. Children, actually before starting 8.2, what you will do is you please do this flashback. Okay, it's on page 112. Okay, this page number, it's here 112. So please do this flashback. I think I took these examples only over there and explained to you. So these you try to do it all by yourself, and I don't want to rush up this algebra chapter. So we'll do like one each exercise, one video. So I hope you understood this. And please give a thorough textbook reading, children. It's very, very, very important. So from introduction, whatever I have told you, everything, still all these pages, that is from page 112, 113, 114, 115, 116 till 116, you can just give a thorough reading and understand the concepts, whatever I have taught you. And we'll continue with 8.2 exercise in the next video. I think this video is already like 24 minutes already. So if I start that exercise, I think it might take more time. So that's why I'm stopping here. But see that you watch this video until you understand, because always algebra, if you won't understand properly, you can't do the sums. So watch it properly. If you're having a doubt, go back, refer once again you start from the first and listen to it. Okay children, hope you have a good day. Take care all of you. Bye.